all aluminum doors. They do have wooden options in as fully structural. The regular ones are all aluminum, and that is the better choice, especially for your climates over there. But there are wooden options and wooden and aluminum options available as well. Yep. Some things are standard. Multi-point locks are standard on all the doors, at least 3 points. There's fully manual versions available, and then electronic versions, which mine doesn't have electric connection to it. But when the door closes, hit that little button right there. Yeah. When that little button gets touched, the door locks automatically. When you pull the handle or when you do the fingerprint, the locks retract up into the door. This door also has the day-night function, the E-strike. If you have a manual lock door, you need to put this on here. In the day function, it works like a ball catch, essentially. In the night function, it becomes a hard strike. So when you have a long bar handle on a door, you have to have that on there so that you don't get locked out when the door is unlocked. They're available in pretty much any color you can think of. We can have the doors painted by RAL color number, which is basically the whole rainbow. They have their own standard colors as well as wood laminates that they put over the aluminum, like this door here is. It has the laminate over the aluminum, which is kind of best of both worlds as far as durability, zero maintenance, but the wood look to it. From there, to do a proper quote for an exterior door, there's about 20, 30 different parts that you have to go through, starting with the size. They're available as double doors with side lights, transom lights. There is a maximum size that we can ship, which seems to be, well, we'll double check, but it seems to be about 90 inches in a single direction. After that, it gets to be really difficult shipping it around the U.S.
96.
I'll have to double check. The David Chandler door that we just had an issue with, we'll see. It was literally 2 inches over. I'll have to check with Demo what the actual dimension on that was and what the actual maximum, because it adds the crate to it. So I'll have to double check with that dimension. Pirnar can theoretically make a door up to 3 meters by 3 meters, but it just gets impossible to ship as one piece because it has to then ride on a ship in an open top container, like construction, trucks and stuff. And so it's better if we stay under that maximum size because it's just nightmare shipping wise. You can get the side lights as separate pieces that then bolt together and line up perfectly. So it's just basically the 2-door. If it's a double door, there's just a maximum width to that double door that we should stay under. The other options are obviously left and right doors. If it's a double door, which one is active? And then colors. You can pick colors on 5 different parts of the door, actually. The door itself, inside and outside. The frame, inside and outside. All of this, of course, adds price, adds cost to it. And then certain doors also have an accent side to it. So you can pick which side of the door is the accent side and do a different color on the door itself as well. So that's a total of 5. Price-wise, these doors start at about $5,000 before tax and shipping. Probably should be charging at least $400 for shipping outside of the warehouse area, essentially. And then the most expensive unit we've done, I think, has ended up being about $26,000 so far. And so the big ticket items are side lights are usually about $2,000 each. The electronic locking starts at about $1,500 and goes up from there. The LEDs aren't too expensive. They're about $300 to $500 per location, and so on. These doors do need to get hardwired into into the houses. They come with little 120 volt adapters, but there is a wire that runs out the side of the door, and that does need to be hooked into the electrical of the building. From there, the other options are all the different door handles, all the different colors. There's different glass variations. I've got just a couple here floating around. And then there's little things like you can have the alarm hookups already built into the door, so you don't have to have a little box like that sticking out on the inside. Then you might want to get extra keys for them. Always offer customers extra keys because there's some more glass options there.
Еще номер можно на двери написать, правильно? Фамилию.
Yes.
Ящик.
Yeah, you can go crazy custom as far as you can have your name written in LED in the door handle now. It's not in this cap, but yeah, you can have the door numbers or written either in stainless steel on the door itself or in the glass. Jeez. Can you guys see me?
Yep.
Okay. Either in the glass or in stainless steel letters on an aluminum door. So there's a ton of options that I mean, Pirnar's a whole lesson in itself if anybody else wants to learn more about them. Triple weather seals are standard. So there's 1, 2, third one here. This black part in the middle is the thermal break. So the inside aluminum and outside aluminum don't touch each other. Same thing, the door frame has one as well. You can see the third seal on the front here. There's a thermal break there. Regarding installation, they need to make sure they don't put a screw through the thermal break. That part is made out of carbon fiber or something like that. So it'll just crack instead of being a structural support. They have to put the installation points through the whatever's left of the aluminum. So through underneath here, or on this door, just be on the underneath the aluminum part here. These doors do have a very thick door frame, so they do not drop into standard American openings easily. Their frames at about 5.5 inches total. So like a standard American 36-inch door ends up with a 41.5-inch frame.
Say it again, 41 versus?
Американские открытия обычно для экстерьера дверей 38 инчей, чтобы дверь была 36, да?
Да.
Но на этих дверях рама 5,5 инчей. Так что им надо открытие 42 инча, чтобы она влезала, стандартная дверь влезала в открытие, да?
То есть 36 дверь должна быть 42 инча. No, это что-то too much.
No,
40.
it's right. It's right.
Yeah.
What about height? The same plus what? Plus 2.5, plus 3.
The height is less of an inch ish because the threshold is relatively small. It's maybe 3/4 at the most. So it's only on the top. And a door being 78 is not as big of an issue as a door being narrower. The issue for the most part is most refrigerators, couches, etc. They're all meant to go through openings that are 36. Right. So we can order an undersized door. It's no problem for us to order a 32-inch door instead. But if that's the only way into the building, then it will be an issue getting items in and out. That's really the main concern. If they have a big sliding door on the back, they can get a smaller front door. Height-wise, when you look in the catalogs, the doors that have a red G by them up at the top, those are available in grande sizes. Grande is up to 3 meters tall, which is about 10 feet. The ones that don't have that, and it's usually the ones with a circular type of design, those are only available at 2,400 millimeters, which is 94.5 inches. So basically 8 foot at the frame. And so the door itself ends up being about 91 or so. Right now, even though the catalog all say that all show triple pane glass, right now for America they are just doing dual pane tempered glass inside and outside. We haven't had an issue as far as inspections with either one, but that's just what Pirnar decided to do for America for now. Any questions about exterior doors?
Yeah, regarding inspection. So are these doors have any fire rating?
No, they don't have fire rating. They have U value and the environmental statistics from Europe. They're not certified in the U.S. in any way, and so we do have U values for them that we can get an affidavit for if it's an issue if we want to. For all the different configurations, but they don't have fire ratings. They're supposed to be working on their hurricane rating for Florida, but that's been going on.
Antosh, did you call them? I asked Santi to call, and he called.
What did they tell him?
Nothing quick.
I haven't heard any updates, but it's been going for over a year now, so they should pass. There shouldn't be any issues with it, but they've taken over a year, so. They're working on it, but we don't know when it's going to be available.
So that means these doors cannot be actually offered to any buildings or places where they require 90 minutes fire rate, right?
Realistically, they're all aluminum. There's triple weather sealed. Safety-wise, they're probably fine. I don't know if the seal will melt to create a smoke seal or whatever.
No, it's not about it. It's about the label. In America, it's everything about label. Do you have a label on the door or not? So when inspector comes,
they don't have a label.
Doesn't look at the structure of the door. He looks at the label. So it doesn't have a label, right?
Right. It's correct. It does not have a label.
Yes, buildings, yes, but some homeowners, they don't care if they see the nice quality.
You're right, but it's not about it. I'm just saying that you have to understand if inspection require 90 minutes door, which a lot in New York places where they require 90 minutes door, like entrance in the buildings, apartment entrances, you can install that door legally because it doesn't have a reason.
So generally the rule with fire ratings is if the door opens to an interior hallway. If the door opens to exterior, it doesn't need to be fire rated generally. At least from what I've seen, it's only basically condos that open into an interior hallway. Which a lot of those buildings require that you have a door that matches all the other doors. So I don't run into those customers, but then again, I'm in a different environment.
All right. No, I figured these doors are ordered mostly for private houses, which
single
don't require fire rating initially.
Right. So if correct, and so if you do need something fire rated, there's those couple of Israeli companies that have RB doors, and then Liana just sent me another one. I don't remember the name of that one, but they both have American fire ratings available.
Okay.
And Liana can probably tell you more about that. That's her previous employer. Any other question about exterior doors? Please feel free to ask questions. No?
No, we're good.
Let's move on.
There is a lot of stuff to see on Pirnar website, right? Like that they have calculators and everything over there.
Yeah, we have access to essentially their own quoting system, so we can do the quotes exactly as they do them. I have ours set that it basically, because they're set in Euro MRSP prices, so I have ours set up to where it takes the Euro price and adds 50%. So that basically takes care of shipping from Europe by ship and the Euro to dollar changeover. So the price that you might see in the catalogs are going to be in euros, which are going to be 33% less than what it pops up on the quoting system. The technical catalog, I definitely recommend glancing through that. That writes out basically all of the options that you have to go through for the exterior doors. And then just glance through. They have 3 different lines. Yeah, let's go back to that real quick. So Pirnar has 3 different lines. I don't have all my catalogs out, but I generally recommend customers start with the premium price list. It's got the widest selection of doors. It's available as double doors and larger sizes. They have a lower line called Optima. They're not available as double doors or larger sizes. The models almost all cross over. There's some things I don't like about the. Let me find my catalog list. There's some things I don't like about the Optimum doors because they are. So premium doors on the interior side are generally just smooth, right? On Optima doors, they have a lip. So there's like a frame that goes around the whole interior of the door. And so I find that to be, it just ruins the look of the door on the inside. That they use short and fat little hinges, which don't really help the look of the door. And then the price difference is usually about $500 if you take the same exact model from premium to optimum. And so it's usually not worth it for customers to downgrade that for that little reward. Their Ultimum series, this is the ones that have the 3D designs. They just changed all the colors on the catalog, so it's going to be a little bit different now. But they have 2 different lines: the super modern, sleek, super flat, minimalist line, which is the I want to say Pure, Ultimum Pure. There it is. Which are the super minimalist models, and then the other one is the 3D ones that have kind of a bump out as part of the door. We don't really sell a whole lot of them. Kind of good picture of the bump out. There we go. So there's a part of the door that's physically about 1.5 inches thicker than the rest, than the smaller side of the door. That's the 2 sides of the Ultimum line. Again, they're about $500 more than the premium line, but there's a lot less selection. Pirnar also has an Atrium line, which is supposed to be their super duper budget doors. They still come out to be about $3,000, being just plain, basically a single light door. And at that point, it makes more sense to order from Voronezh Window Company or Devo Windows, because their products are going to be less expensive than that even, and for about the same quality.
So I'm sorry, once again, so which collection is cheapest? Pure?
Atrium is the absolute cheapest, but at that point, we should just be selling Devo windows, or Devo doors, I guess.
Which one again here? I'm sorry, Anton.
Say it again?
Which one? I didn't hear it. Pure or One Touch? What's the cheapest collection of Pirnar?
Atrium.
Atrium?
They don't even bother printing a catalog for it.
And
it's $3,000, but it's just based
on the website either, right?
I'm sorry?
It's not on the website either. You don't see it on the
website either. You have to know it exists to offer it. But it's basically just single light doors, like basic patio doors, essentially. But they're still $3,000, and so I've never sold one, and I don't recommend trying to, because at that point наш этот Воронеж, Илья, и это лучший продукт за меньше денег. Ну, тот же продукт за меньше денег. Вот этот Воронеж завод, Devo Windows, который у нас сейчас available. Дальше вот линия Optimum, но тоже она, разница до премиум тогда только $500 максимум. И так что тоже легче начинать с премиум. Если человек хочет что-то такое интересное, то тогда показывать Ultimum. Это Ultimum. это нижние линии вообще не показывать, да, тогда показывать только вот, ну, даже R&B дорж, они там 3000 и так далее.
Окей.
Можем сделать паузу, я видео сохраню.
Что?
Паузу сделать, я сохраню видео, чтобы оно не пропало. И потом заново включу запись.
Окей.